Dee and Richard Deggs. We've moved back here. We grew up here in the Southwest area and moved back here a couple of years ago and started the process. We've got 2 grown daughters, one in Tulsa, one here in Dallas, 25 and 23.
Correct.
And we're kind of empty nesters at this point.
Although they keep coming back.
And bringing their friends.
Yes. So the house is perfect for that. Caitlin was, our oldest was working in Tulsa. She had just graduated and gotten her job. And the youngest was still in school at OU in Oklahoma. So she had summers off and breaks off, spring breaks and that kind of thing. But now she's in school in Dallas for another year and a half. But she does come home quite a bit. So we've definitely built, she calls it the Jenna in-law suite upstairs, because she has a whole upstairs to herself, which is nice.
When we moved back from Portland 2 years ago, we originally lived in the area for about 15 years in Murphy, which was at that point in time on the outskirts of Dallas, and is now almost smack dab in the middle of the Metroplex. And so when we moved back, we wanted to move to an area that was a little bit outside of town, more like the Pacific Northwest, lots of trees and water. Where we had lived in West Lynn, we were right at the corner of the Willamette River, so we had a nice mountain on one side, river on the other, and we were looking to replicate that and be outside of the city.
So it was about as close as we could come to in Texas with, since we don't have a lot of rivers and mountains here, but we do have the beautiful trees and the lake, so it's perfect. So a very good friend of mine, her brother was developing the land out here, so she took me out here to see it and just fell in love with it. There weren't even roads. The lots really hadn't even been graded or anything, but I could see just how beautiful it was going to be, and so we put our money down immediately and picked this lot and never looked back. Connecting with Ceci Bates, we started with builders in Dallas, and a lot of them didn't build up here, or they had problems getting their crews up here, so we started to look for somebody here. And Scott called us back, and we love the fact that he worked with an architect. A lot of the other builders we talked to, you'd have to get your own architect, get your designs, take it to them, and we thought this was a much more seamless process, and it was, working with somebody who's used to working with that builder. And just having the crews up here and knowing the area, knowing the lake, and it was the best choice for us. We loved it. We would meet with you, or you would, Fridays, right, were the days that we would actually get to talk to you and go over our changes, and then we'd look over it over the weekend and get back in touch with you and go room to room and just try to visualize how we wanted to live in this house. It was fun. I enjoyed our weekly talks with you, and I feel like even though it took some time, it mostly was on our end, because we again would go through every room and think about how we wanted to live in the house, and it was, I love the product. We did. It was definitely worth the time that it took.
Now, what was interesting is we spent some time kind of laying out how we thought the layout should be. And then we handed it over to you, and you came back with something completely different, and it was 1,000 times better.
We were like, okay, well, that was a better idea.
But it incorporated everything we wanted to do. But it was just done differently in a way that flowed much better than what we had originally drawn out on paper.
The glass wall, I love the fact that we have separation up there, but we can still see through all of these beautiful windows. You can still see. It really brings the outside in, and it also like if we're sitting down here and somebody's upstairs, you really can't hear, but you still have the view. So we enjoy. I love that part. It's just kind of different, something you don't see in a lot of homes. I love the patios. All of them, especially the one upstairs where we have the wood ceiling and you look out over the lake and the trees. I sit up there quite a bit and just keep the screens down and the doors open, and it's just very, very nice. And of course my kitchen. I'm really enjoying my kitchen. So are you.
Yeah, as you could tell.
Yeah.
I would say the patios, that's probably something that we've enjoyed the most. Since we've been here, we've been able to sit out upstairs almost every evening so far up
Watch
there.
the sunsets.
And watch the sunset over the lake, which has been wonderful. And then I would say the wine room. We kind of designed the entire house around the wine room in the middle of it. And so it was great to actually see that come to real life.
Heather helped us quite a bit in picking out, especially, like the little things like the cabinet hardware and the things that make it look really finished that you don't think about. She did a great job helping us make all of it come together and flow and look homey and nice, and it was a great process. I appreciated her help a lot. I mean, Brian did a great job for us. He was always available, always called us right back immediately if there were any issues. One of us would meet him up here every week. We got to know a lot of the contractors and really liked a lot of the people that we met. It was, it's a process. It's a big house. Our lot has a lot of rocks on it, and there were some challenges to overcome there, but it's a very well-built home. Our electricity bills are low. We really tried to make it very energy efficient when we were designing it, and it has been. The biggest challenge was that giant driveway, circle drive that we have out there, because it just they would set it up and it would rain, and they would set it up and it would rain. But Brian and I were so excited the day that I showed up, and they were able to lay the concrete, so everything went quickly after that. But it was good. It's a good process.
Garage is wonderful. It was something that we originally designed to hold our safe room in, and now having enough space to keep all of our storage downstairs, not up in attics, and we anticipate that that's going to add a lot of life to a lot of the things that we're storing versus keeping it up in the heat of an attic. Well, I work from home, so normally I'm up pretty early because I deal with folks in Europe. So normally up at 6, and I can look out the windows that are right behind you and see deer and all kinds of other wildlife. We've got 2 road runners that also live back behind us here, so I get to see at least one of them every so often. So normally coffee in the mornings, looking out the window while on a conference call, watching deer.
It's not a bad life.
No.
I have to say, I love the fact that we can drive anywhere without being stuck in traffic like we were. We really wanted to get away from the Metroplex because it's just growing so fast, and it's just, whenever I go down there and come back here, it's just like I get to take a deep breath, because people are so friendly and it's so relaxing, and you can actually see the sunset and you can see the trees. And I know we like to walk outside in the lot and pick up sticks, as Richard says, at night, just to just to get out and enjoy nature a little bit. It's been a good switch for us.
And planning to go to the lake, you don't have to plan an entire day because the lake is 300 feet.
Yep.
And so whenever we want to go, it's right there.